Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks. I'm Keef and today I'm going to do something nice and Spanish. I'm going to make chicken croquettes or croquetas de pollo. So shout out to Gemma Starley who requested this recently. She said she's a long time viewer of the channel. Yes, we like that. And she enjoyed it when I did a bunch of recipes from Keith Floyd. And she noticed that I had this book, River Cottage, by Hugh Fernie Whittingstall, who's a bit of a legendary chef, TV presenter and activist in the UK, who I completely missed because this, you know, there are a few series of River Cottage on Channel 4 round about the year 2000 when I was living in Dubai. So, you know, it just completely passed me by. And I've been, you know, aware of that. And I saw this in a charity shop and bought it for like 50p. But it just sat on the windowsill, unopened for a very long time. So anyway, thanks Gemma, you've made me feel guilty. I've opened it, I've looked at it. And basically, I don't know if I'm going to be emulating Hugh with a piglet under each arm. I don't think that's going to happen. But yeah, there was this one recipe, because we had roast chicken the other day. We've got some leftover chicken, so that's what you need for chicken croquettes. So anyway, I'm wittering. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. And let's get on with it. Chicken croquettes, croquetas de pollo. The ingredients for the croquettes: you want at least 250 grams of cooked leftover chicken. I've got probably a lot more than that, so I could make some nice sandwiches with it. 300 ml of semi-skimmed milk, 60 ml of double cream, 50 grams each of unsalted butter and flour, a teaspoon of mustard. That's kind of optional, but I like that. When I'm making a bechamel kind of sauce, it gives it a bit more flavour. A bit of white pepper, a bit of salt, and a pinch of nutmeg, some chopped parsley, an egg, and 75 grams of breadcrumbs. Also a clove of garlic and a small onion chopped finely. I think that's everything. Yep, let's go. Okay, first thing to do is chop things up. So I'm going to top and tail, chop in half and peel the onion, and then slice and dice it finely. And then you need to mince the garlic. And then finally chop the parsley. You could also use chives in this if you've got any, but you know, I haven't. So set those aside and then we'll dismantle the chicken. So I said we want about 250. That's 200. And that's 250. Now we need to shred it as fine as you can. Reluctant to use any kind of machine for this because we might end up with paste or mush. And that's not what we want. So there's our mountain of chicken, nicely chopped, and no massive bits in it. So basically these croquettes are bechamel sauce. It's very thick and set and then covered in breadcrumbs. Over to the stove, and we start by melting the lump of butter and then gradually stirring the flour until it's all combined. And this is, you know, this is a roux. You don't want it to darken in colour at all. Once you've achieved that, add the milk and the cream. Stir those together and let them thicken up into a gloopy sauce. and you can add a pinch of salt and white pepper and nutmeg. Now in another pan you want to heat a bit of oil and gently saute the onions and garlic, just to get the onions a bit softened, but not, but again, not colour. Add a teaspoon of mustard to the sauce as well. When the sauce is nice and thick and smooth, add the softened onion and the chopped parsley. Stir them in well and remove it from the heat. Now we'll transfer this to a bowl and let it cool down somewhat. And when it is cool, we'll stir in the chicken and put them in the fridge to cool completely, which will take an hour or two. And also, as it's cooling, it'll firm up a lot. Alright, the mixture's nice and cool and pretty solid. So what I need to do is weigh it and then figure out what 1/20th of it is, because this is enough to make 20 croquettes. Okay, that is hard to see. Okay, it's 709 grams. So it's 35 grams each. So that's that much. Roll it into a ball, and you'll need to have flour on your hands to stop it sticking. We'll just portion this out into 20 little croquettes. Okay, there's my croquettes. I've actually got 19, not 20. Now you need to roll your croquettes out into little barrel or sausage shapes. So you need flour on the worktop, and make sure you coat the croquettes in it as well. Okay, we're ready to finish off the croquettes, or croquettes. So we want a beaten egg. Actually, we might want 2 beaten eggs, but we'll see how we get on. And then you want some breadcrumbs. These are not too coarse, not too fine. I made them myself. But what I'm going to do is add a bit of smoked paprika, because that'll make it a nice orange colour and give it a bit of a smoky crunch taste. And then dip your croquettes in the beaten egg, get them coated all over. Oop. And pop them in the breadcrumbs. Use your other hand to make sure they're fully crumbed. Keep going till you've done them all. I used to love these when we lived in Spain. Quite often they would be offered as a freebie, a tapa with your drink. And they were always like a bit of a benchmark for the quality of the restaurant. You know, if they had good croquettes, then everything else will be okay. I'm just going to do about half of these today. I'll do the rest at my leisure, if I ever get any. Finally, we're ready to cook the croquettes. So you want about 5 centimetres, a couple of inches of oil in a pan. Get it heated up and throw in a little bit of bread, and if that sizzles, then you can put your croquettes in. And they just need to be cooked for about 4 or 5 minutes until they're golden brown and delicious. Right then, taste test. So there's our croquettes. Oh wow. I could be wrong, but I think that's the best croqueta I've ever had. Seriously, that's delicious. So that's your basic chicken. You could do lots of variations. You could do ham, cheese, or both. You could do curry flavoured. You could put chorizo in it. Whatever you like, really. But yeah, it's a bit of a faff, but really well worth doing. So thanks for watching. See you next time.